Good afternoon, everybody. It's Jeff Williams here from Action Coach. Today, we're going to be talking about your team and how to get the best from your team. Do you ever find yourself taking people on and then taking them out of the business because they can't do the job just as well as you do? Or they don't do it as well as you expected them to do it. Do you ever find that you got your team watching you work? Basically, you're paying people to watch you work. That often happens with business owners, and they often get a little bit afraid of taking on team members and growing their business because the experiences in the past were tough, because the people we got, they weren't the right people. It was hard work getting rid of them. It took me 3 months to work out whether I wanted them, 6 months to decide I was going to let them go, and another 3 months to let them go. You know, that actually costs you money, doesn't it? At the end of the day, it costs you 9 months of wages, whatever you're paying, 10, 15, 20,000 pounds, it's cost you because you got the wrong person. And so then you stop taking on people. Or maybe you stop growing your business because you think, well, it's too much hard work taking people on, so I'll get to 1 or 2 people that I can trust and I'll keep it at that. A lot of business owners do that. And the reason they do it is because they're abdicating rather than delegating. So today I'm going to talk to you about delegating, how to delegate effectively, how to delegate in the correct way so that it's not a problem for you to take people on. In fact, if you get this formula right, you'll make more and more money, you'll make more and more profit in your business, and you'll have less and less to do in your business because you'll be delegating correctly to people. This matrix here is from Ken Blanchard, and it's called a situational leadership. Can't get my words out today. Situational leadership matrix. And it just helps you to understand how you can support people in the right way and direct them at the right time. So on a scale here, at the bottom, we've got direction. How much direction we're giving people? Exactly, we're telling them what to do, whether it's low or high. And then on the left hand side of the scale here, we got how much support we're giving to people, whether we're giving them a lot of support here at the top or low support at the bottom. The box you actually want to be in here is in this box here, this delegation box. But oftentimes we find ourselves doing the work. So how do we do it? How do we get ourselves out doing the work into getting our team working really effectively? Well, it starts here in this box here, this directive box here. When we take somebody on, we have to show them how we do things in our business. Or maybe they've never done the task before. We have to show them how to carry out the task. The simplest way to make that as easy as possible in this training box here is to create what we call systems within our business, where everything that we do in our business is written down, it's clear, everybody to know step by step what we do to deliver service to our customers, to put a finished product in place. So the first thing we need to do is write systems. You see, systems run our business, people run our systems. So let's get the right people into our business, but then let's give them the systems and we train them really clearly. So what's happening here is that we're giving a really high level of direction to the people that are in the business at a particular point in time. We're explaining exactly how to do the job, what the finished product looks like. You know, it could be a bit like when you go to a restaurant and you open the menu in the restaurant and there's a picture of the desserts. Now, those pictures aren't there just to entice you and to get your mouth watering to pick that dessert. They're also for the staff, for the chef, for the kitchen staff, for the waiting staff to know what the finished product should look like. So we could talk about going to that level of detail. This is what good looks like. This is what bad looks like. This is how we carry out our job. Very clear, very directive. I'm taking my time on that box because you will want to, so you know that the individual there knows what it is that they're supposed to do. We then move them up to this box here, where we're now giving them quite a high level of support because we're coaching the individual at this particular point in time. What we now know is that they know how to do the job, but in this box here, we're trying to find out how much they understand. Do they understand exactly how to deliver the job? Are there bits that they didn't quite pick up in the initial training that you gave to them, that you need to sort of plug some gaps for them, help them in their understanding? What we're trying to do is to move them from this box here where they're dependent upon you, so dependent upon you telling them what to do, into a state of being independent and know exactly what to do with the job. All the holes are being plugged. They understand the system very clearly and they're able to get on with their job. Perfect place for them to be in. We then move them across to this box here where we're supporting them as individuals. So support is all about helping them to deal with those situations that you couldn't possibly train them in. Now, this is the area where business owners usually get stuck, get a little bit frustrated with their team members because their team members aren't doing it exactly the way in which they would do it. They didn't speak to the customer the way in which they would do it. They didn't approach the job. They didn't finish the job in the way in which you would have done it. And that usually happens when there's what we call an exception. So it's something that the team members come across, which you couldn't have trained them in because it was a specific circumstance that had happened. Something had happened with the customer or with the materials that we were using or with something else outside of your control. That's what we call your experience. And it's in this box that you're passing on your experience now to the individual. You see, what's true is this. With any job, 80% of what we do can be systemized here in this box. 20% is human exception. 20% is down to your experience. So it's in this box here now that you're passing on your experience to that individual. Why are you passing on your experience? Well, you're passing on your experience so you don't have to do the job. The mistake a lot of business owners make is they try and keep hold of their experience because they know that has huge value, and they're a little bit afraid of passing it on to the team member because they think that team member may run away with their knowledge. The fact is, you want to pay somebody to do the work. You don't want to pay them to watch you work. If you don't pass on your experience at this point, fill in that 20%, 80% systemized, 20% human exception. If you don't fill that 20% in, you'll always find yourself stepping back into their shoes and either getting rid of that employee and getting back on the tools yourself, which stops you from growing your business, taking on more people, or saying to your employee, listen, let me do it. And you strap on your Avengers cape or your Superman cape and say, look, I'll do it. I'll take over and I'll do it. And so then you're paying them to watch you work, which doesn't make any sense at all, does it? So in this box here, we're supporting them. We're passing on our knowledge. 80% of what they do is systemized. 20% is you passing on your knowledge to them. They become as good. In fact, they become better than you because at this point, they now move into this box here of delegation. This is where they actually own the task themselves. They know exactly what to do. In fact, they take it as a personal, it's personally their task to deliver service to your customers the way in which you would deliver it. In fact, they'll put their own stamp on it. Let's go even further than that. They will make it even better. They will improve on the job you have, and they'll improve these systems here that you're passing on to new people. They're now in a position to train the new people and to take them through this bell curve. So if you find yourself constantly on the tools or running through a cycle of taking people on, losing those people, taking people on, losing those people, it's really quite stressful. It's slowing your business down. It's stopping your business from growing, and it's taking up your valuable time, which you could be spending generating more business and making your business easier to run through the people in your business. Remember, 80% systemized, 20% human exception. Systems run your business. Your people run your systems. You lead your people. That's all you need to do. So if you find yourself in a position where you're constantly on and off the tools, and you'd ideally actually like to be running the business, managing the business, working without you, having great people who you can trust and you can rely upon, employ this system in your business and you'll get the best out of your team and the best out of your business. Now, if you've got some value from this video today, I'm going to ask you to share it with other people. If you're watching this on Facebook, I'm going to ask you to just comment in the box live if you're watching it live, or comment in the box replay if you watched it on replay, and share it with your network. Help them to benefit from it too. If you're watching it on YouTube, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and also to click on the little bell icon so you never miss another video you need to succeed. If you're watching on LinkedIn, I'm going to ask you to connect with me. And that way, others in your network will be able to see this video and benefit from it. Thanks for joining us again. See you in the next session.